Kiddos, and welcome back to Ask Tony Tuesday.
If you haven't got a clue, Tony's got the answer for you.
How are you today, Tony?
Excellent. And you?
I am great. We have this beautiful tree.
Yeah, isn't it nice?
Very nice.
I didn't tell you?
No.
This is for the Awesome Toy Drive. My friend Freddie Vasquez, who is the owner of XXV Digital Design, he does this every year. This is, I think, his fourth year. And he puts these trees in various locations. We're lucky enough to have a tree this year. And basically, these are children from Avalos Boys and Girls Club Concern. These are children that wouldn't not normally get a gift for Christmas. But with the help of Freddie and some of the, I think we have 16 different businesses that have trees. What happens is you grab a tag and you give the kid a gift that's he's asking for, he's requesting. And you know, like I said, these are kids that would normally not get a tree, not get a gift for Christmas, and this year they are. Every year, Freddie started out with he wanted to get 150. He broke that. He wanted to get 300. He got more. Then I think last year he got 800, and now we're trying to get anywhere between 12 to 1,500 kids. So if we get 12 to 1,500 kids that wouldn't get a gift, to get a gift on Christmas, that would make their Christmas. So it's a wonderful thing that Freddie started, and everybody, myself and a lot of the other businesses are helping him try to achieve. And you know, the more the better.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great. I think we're about 80. We have about 80 tickets out already. So
nice.
I'd like to get well over 100 if possible.
There's still a lot of tickets on here.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to stop in and pick one up, it gives you the name, the age, and then what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And they're not extravagant gifts. So a lot of them are a basketball, a football, baseball, nothing overly expensive. So, but you know, like you said, it makes a huge difference in a kid's life.
Right.
So.
And it's the holiday of
And
giving back.
yeah, exactly. It's we're supposed to be giving. It's all about giving. So what better way to give than a kid?
Exactly.
So what do we got today?
First question of the day. Do different stone materials have to be installed or fabricated any differently?
That's a good question. And the answer is yes, depending on the material. The tighter the grain of material, the easier it is to fabricate. Stone, especially marbles that have a lot of movement and variation, and these big, there's a stone out of India called rainforest, it comes in rainforest green or rainforest brown. And it has these beautiful lightning bolt type veins in it. But the problem is most of the time they're a dry vein. And a dry vein means that they basically will just come apart. You know, so it could be all together in one shot, and the next thing you know, you're going to lay it down and the pieces snap. So there is a lot of rotting. We use fiberglass or metal rotting that we have to turn over and put it in the back to make sure that this stone stays together. Now, once it's in somebody's house, it's not a problem. It's for us to be able to fabricate. We had a different granite that had a lot of mica. And mica is the softest particle, or softest mineral you'll find in stone, especially granite. Well, this job had big overhangs, and they wanted this stone. We had to actually sink 1/2-inch reinforcing bar, which is the only time I've ever done anything like that. 1/2-inch reinforcing bar in the back of this stone in order to make sure everything stayed together and not crumble. And even on the edge, because it had so much mica in it, we have to do a lot of gluing, because as you're finishing the edge starts to flake away. So you have to do the edge, put glue on it, let the glue dry, hit it again. If it comes off, you know, anything that comes out again, you have to hit it again, do more glue, hit it again. So it becomes a much longer process. So a lot of people say, well, you know, how do you get the cost of stone? The cost, you know, how do we, you know, price stuff? It's not always just the cost of the material. Like the rainforest green and rainforest brown out of India is not a super expensive stone. But because of all the work involved in getting it fabricated, it gets bumped up because you have to spend a lot more time on it. The more consistent the tight grain materials, a lot of times they don't even need metal rotting or fiberglass rotting. So they're so much easier to do. Same thing when you go on an installation. You know, the more brittle the stone is, you have to be careful. You know, all the guys have to be working in unison to make sure that one guy's not going left, the other guy's going right, and you know, the piece will snap. So luckily, we have all the tools. We have the carts. We have the reinforcing bars, the clamps, everything we need to ensure a very safe and good installation. But yes, every stone is different. It depends on the stone and depends on a lot of times access, but that's that's part of the stone business.
Takes a lot of expertise.
It does.
And knowing.
It does. Yeah, you have to know what you're working with.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of guys that started out and lost a lot of material, not putting metal rods or fiberglass rods in, and hopefully they didn't get hurt, because this stuff, when it breaks, if you're not ready for it to break, it will hurt you.
Yeah.
It definitely will hurt you.
Yeah. I've seen a few things happen already since I've been here.
I've had 3 slabs fall. I mean, I was lucky. Usually one slab falls on you, you're dead.
Yeah.
I was able to kind of spin out of it, and it just caught my arm, but I was very lucky that day. So,
very, because those are heavy.
Yeah, anywhere between 1,200 to 1,600 pounds per slab. So, yeah, it's we have to pay attention every day and realize what we're working with. So, it's challenging, but you have to love what you do, and we do.
Second question of the day.
Okay.
Can you place hot pans directly on granite?
Yes, and that's the beauty part of granite. Listen, we sell quartz, and quartz is the big thing now. A lot of people watch DIY, and absolutely, there is definitely a use for quartz. If you like that white marble look with the gray veins, which is very popular today, you're not going to find that in a granite. But granite is the only material that's 100% heat resistant. You can take hot pots and pans, take it right off the oven or out of the oven or off the stove, and you can put it right on top of the countertop. As a matter of fact, at my house, I have a piece of granite that I put on my grill, and I make pizza in my grill at home, my outdoor grill instead that I use for grilling.
That's awesome.
Because you can it will withstand the heat because it's stone. I mean, it's stone all the way through. This is good up to 400 degrees. Anything over 400 degrees, you risk scorching, burning, or even cracking. And I've been told by a lot of people now, some of these bigger, because air fryers are now very popular, a lot of the bigger air fryers get hotter than 400 degrees, and people have cracked their quartz countertops. So it's important to know what you have. It's important to know the limitations of what you have. And because, like I said, quartz, because it's still resin based, which is a plastic, I wouldn't cut on it because you will scratch it, and I wouldn't put anything hot on it. 400 degrees is hot. Maybe a pot doesn't get nearly that, but I wouldn't risk it. I mean, if I spend $5,000, $10,000 on countertops, I certainly would not risk it by putting a hot pot on it. But granite, you can cut on it. You can put hot pots and pans on it. It is, by far, in my opinion, your best bang for your buck and your best surface for countertops.
Yeah, most durable.
Yeah, for sure. And there's so many different colors. So, like you said, if you're looking for that white marble look, the quartz is probably what you want. If you like the look of a granite, if you saw a quartz that looks like a granite, don't spend the money on the quartz. Buy the granite. Yeah. You'll be so happy. You'll save money, and the granite will be beautiful. Because the one thing that the quartz doesn't have is the depth that a natural stone has. Because it's still that resin plastic base. It still has a little bit of that dead kind of feeling to it. It's not alive, and stone is. I mean, stone is a living thing and a breathing thing. So you can actually look into some of the stone. The more quartz, the more crystals in it, the more it almost becomes three-dimensional. And that's something that the quartz companies will never be able to duplicate.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Because when you're looking at this and you see, it kind of just looks like, okay, well, this is the design on the surface.
Right.
When you're looking at stone, it's all the way through. And you can tell. You can really just look at it and see.
And you'll see stuff you didn't see before. Every time you look at it, you'll see something that you didn't see. And you could be, for 10 years, you could look at wow, I never noticed that. Geez, I didn't notice that this purplish garnet is in there. I thought it was just a solid black.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely the beauty of natural stone.
I agree. That is all the questions that I have for you today.
Okay.
Thank you for answering our questions.
My pleasure.
We hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving from us to you. Don't forget to stop in, take one of these tickets.
Please.
Stop in, ask us questions too, so we can add them into next week's episode or the week after or whenever you come in to ask.
Also, if you know, maybe you're not in the market. I mean, we're in the holiday season now. Maybe you're not in the market to purchase right now, but you don't need an appointment to stop in. You can just stop in. You know, a lot of people don't realize what's available, what colors are available. If you want to stop in, we'd be more than happy to have you walk through the warehouse just to see what's available. So down the road, if you're considering it, you know what's available, what's out there. And like I said, we get stuff in every week. And I mean, I've been doing this for almost 38 years. And I'm still amazed and I'm still get excited about some of the new things. We just got a Blackstone in today called Black Beauty.
I saw it.
It is absolutely gorgeous. The depth, the clarity, the polish on it is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
So, you know, and like I said, I've been doing it forever, and it is still amazing to me. So, like I said, even if you're not in the market for it, maybe something you're thinking about in the spring, just stop in and see what's available because you'll be blown away.
Yep. And we have the heated indoor showroom. Don't forget about that. So
Exactly.
you don't have to worry about being cold, if it's raining, any of that. It's all inside, so you can still shop and be comfortable.
Exactly.
Okay, well, thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode of Ask Tony Tuesday. We will see you guys next week. And again, happy Thanksgiving. See you later.